Hello everybody, this is Josh Explain Place, and today we continue to grow, expand, and improve our city of New Paris in Cities Skylines 2 in this episode number 10. And as you can recall, in our previous episodes, we built a couple of neighborhoods using the free region packs that were released a couple of months ago. And today, we continue to expand our public transportation network. So, let's begin. I think all of these neighborhoods that we created with the region packs have been working well enough. I mean, mostly we did this as a grid to showcase the buildings themselves. And again, the buildings that I've liked the most are these northeastern US basically. But we got some really cool ones too here with the China expansion pack. And I think they look really, really cool, really, really nice. And as you can see in here, we have issues with the roads, but I think everything should be working fine. I think that's fine. We might want to upgrade these roads, but I think that's okay for now. And again, people are just coming to, or they're moving into these new neighborhoods. And I think we had talked about expanding this highway in here, and I think that's gonna help us a lot. Maybe a little bit lower, because let's see. Yeah, I think maybe somewhere around here, right? I don't think we can do it right now because it's gonna be, well, maybe we can do it. Maybe we can work on that right now. It's gonna take some money, but I think we should be fine. Let's just take a look at it. What I want to make sure is that we have enough space to build on both sides. And yes, it's gonna be a little bit inclined, but I think that's gonna work well. And we also have some space in this area. We can have a lot of new little subdivisions in here, more places. And you know what, let's do something crazy. Yes, and we also need to purchase, we're gonna have to purchase a couple or more, because let's do this one and this one. And sure, why not? And in a bit, we're gonna start to build it in here. As always, we need to look at both our electricity demand and supply, which we are doing well. We might want to add a little bit more, but overall I think that's fine for now. And same thing with water and sewage. Maybe add another sewage outlet. So let's just do that really quick. And there you go. Again, we should be fine for now. And also for garbage, I think we're doing well. Let's see what we can upgrade in here. We can do another incinerator, which we're gonna do, and garbage truck depot, which is great. And this one, are we let's see if we can start emptying this one, and we can add another incinerator plant in here. That should be fine. That's gonna work really well. And again, look at all the traffic that we have in here. We'll improve these exit on and off ramps, and maybe we can do just little And also we can create these three, right? We can have, oops, let's try to do it again. I wish it was easier to add another, and I think we messed it up too, to add more lanes, right? I think that's something that it's still not that great, but I mean, it works. I think that should be it for now. And in here, we already have it in here. I guess in this area, it's where we're gonna have the other hive. But we're gonna wait just a little bit. We have demand for everything, so again, we should be doing well. We have enough money, service trade. Again, we need to keep a look into this because we want to make sure that number one, we have enough electricity, and number two, we don't have issues with garbage. I'm just going to increase this to 90. And that should help us maybe just a little bit. Yeah, that should be definitely more than enough. Right? And so what we are actually going to do right now, see, and you can take a look at it, that this road is very busy. And in here, this is great. So what we can do is just lay down just a regular 2-lane, 2-way highway, because that way we can say that it's like an outside road that we can then later upgrade. I think that's gonna work really well. And yeah, so what we're gonna do right now is take a look at our public transportation, and the only thing that we have is buses. We have buses with different routes that are being used a lot. For example, bus lane 3 that is actually going outside. So we're gonna add, let's add a couple more buses. Let's make sure they're electric. And let's make sure that we're gonna have enough buses. So can we add another one? You know what? Sure, let's spend a little bit more money and unlock this one. Let's see if we can. I kind of don't want to move it, but I think it's gonna work better. So let's see how much it would cost to move all of these. 80,000, that's fine. And let's continue this road here. There we go. And then this here. And just for the sake of it, let's add one here. Should be good enough. And yeah, that's fine for now. Also, we need to make sure we have enough coverage. So we forgot to add some mailboxes in here. I think that I've told you that I found that putting mailboxes helps with the amount of availability. So I think that that's working really well. Again, maybe it's not doing anything, but maybe it is. So again, it helps. I still have not been able to get anything on the green side, but maybe that's something for us to figure out later. And in here we have, where else can we put another one? We can put it in here. So let's add an Eastern European. Let's put it here. There you go. Anything else for now? I think we're good. Again, let's take a look at our transit. And the reason why I wanted to talk about transit is because I want to complain about public transportation in cities Skylines. Well, first of all, wow, There's a lot of people waiting in here. 364 people. So let's see where the blue line is going. And here's the thing. We only have one type of bus, really. It's two types of buses, but it's really one. You know, one is just electric, the other one is just regular diesel, I'm assuming. And that doesn't help. I know that in Cities Skylines 1, we had a both DLC and added content that gave us more types of vehicles for this. You know, we had the trolley bus, we had the regular buses, that we had several ones. We have the smaller buses, we have the regular buses, the double deckers, the extra long buses, and that just helped a lot with traffic. In here, I really don't understand why. Right, we only have one type of bus. We don't even have a school bus, which is very, very big in the United States, and that should have been something that should have been added into the Northeast or Southwest region packs, because yellow school buses are very distinctive of the US, and it's just a shame, right? I also like the way that SimCity 2013 dealt with the school buses, that the school buses were actually um, part of the school. That kind of made sense. Of course, it's not like it is, again, here in Texas, where the school districts actually deal with the buses and then they distribute them according to whatever is needed. But uh, I do feel like buses really, really suck in Cities Skylines too. I mean, it's a shame that we don't have a good variety of public transportation vehicles, right? We don't have it for trains, we don't have it for the subway, we don't have it for the trams, and definitely we don't have it for the buses. And the buses are the most important ones in here, because I feel that that's the cheapest way to get public transportation into your city. So I do believe that it is a shame. Let's upgrade this really quick. Sorry about that. And that would help a lot, I think, with traffic. But as you can see in here, the blue line goes all the way in here. And then we have this orange line, line 6, that goes the other way. And it's used 23%. It's not a lot, but still. And this one is being used, it says 1%, I don't know why, but again, sometimes numbers are just weird, but it's being used a lot, right? Let's go into our transportation tab, and again we have 8 lines. The most used, well, I don't know why the blue one is not being used right now. I don't know what we did. Oh, I remember, we changed the buses to electric buses, right? And also the red line, which is going into this other area. And if I'm not mistaken, well, yeah, it stops there, and then we have this other one here, right? Yeah, we have like the purple line and that one here. So the purple line is also used a lot. Let's add at least a couple more. And with the red line, also let's add a couple more. Now what I want to do is this. I do feel like trams are the highlight of public transportation in Cities Skylines 2 for now, as of June 2025, until we get more variety of buses as a DLC, paid DLC, whatever you want to do, just get it done, right? And so what I actually want to do is to create a tram line, right? So we're able to do trams, but before we do that, we need to figure out where the tram line is gonna go to. So I think this would be the perfect place so we can continue this here. Sure. And well, let's upgrade this road first. Let's make sure that there's nobody parking there, because for some reason people like to park. Let's also add one there. And let's see if we can do a little circle in here. Okay, so we can actually do it. So let's pause the game really quick so we can delete this. We will work on these lines. I do feel like we can bury these lines under. There. Let's try it again. We can bury the lines under the roads, and I think we're gonna do that. I know that's how. I think that's the way that it should be. So we will see. Okay, so let's make sure that we reconnect this again. Can we do that? So this. Right. Yeah, and again, that's gonna be part of the beautification of this area. Again, whenever City Skylines is ready to do parks, so we can make this a park, right? Or with the delayed DLC. So let's make sure to continue our game. And again, we're making good money. We're making enough money. We're not losing anything. And like I've mentioned before, make sure that you take a look at garbage, because it does affect the output of your electric plant. So I think this is gonna be a great place, again, at least for now, to place our tram depot. And we can place it here. And let's try to upgrade all of these. Also, if you want to have a tram go through a roundabout, the roundabout has to be just a grass roundabout, or else it's not gonna go through. As you can see here, we needed that grass roundabout. And why are trams a great thing? Well, because they actually hold or can hold a lot more people, which means that they can, transport a whole lot more people. Again, we need to change this roundabout, and that helps with traffic, and it helps because now you should have less vehicles on the road, less traffic, and so on and so forth. Right, we need to kind of figure out where we're gonna put our stations, but for now let's make sure to do this and this. Okay, and let's take off this. There you go. And I do believe like this looks really, really nice. What we're also gonna do is upgrade the road, because I think, yeah, because as you can see, if we have the one with the median, there's only gonna be one actual lane per one way, right? And you don't want that because traffic will be impacted. We want to make sure that both the trams and the buses and just regular traffic can actually go through all these roads. And we also need to make sure that none of these have traffic lights, so let's make sure of that. Right, and I think, yeah, we didn't have that many with traffic lights. Do we want to make this a little roundabout? Make it a little bit bigger. It feels a little bit messy. What about this one? Yeah, we can do that. And we have up to 10. We can have up to 10 vehicles, and I think that's fine. So first things first, let's add our tram stops, and it's gonna be one in here, and that's the one that's gonna help alleviate the traffic or the use of the blue line. And what I like to do is to put stops kinda across the stops for the buses, right? So that way things help each other or make a little bit more sense. And I think that that's worked really well in my experience. So we're gonna do that. And I think there you go. We'll see how that's gonna work. And I think we're gonna make this a red line, right? I think that's gonna help with the colors because we already have a blue line, and I don't want to confuse people onto which line they have to use. Right, so I think we're fine here. Yeah, we're fine. Let's put a little bit of green. That should be fine. And yeah, let's change the color of our tram line to be red. I mean, they're still gonna be a little bit confused because there's a red line for buses. So as you can see, people are already moving into our red line. Right? Are they? Yep. They know it. They know they're gonna be getting into their location faster. Right? And so the trams are very close by. I don't know where they're going, but wow, there's already a lot. So is that it? Nope. So let's try to follow this tram line and see how well or how bad it does. What happened here? Okay. Sure. And we're gonna be waiting for these cars to be taken care of. We hear that help is coming, and as you can see, it's working really well. We have a lot of people waiting for this line, and we'll hopefully see this go up, and hopefully this should go down. It's already going down, right? Which means that we can take just one bus for now. Eventually this accident will be taken care of, and I think we should help by doing a road maintenance depot. Do we have one? I don't think we do. That's a big issue. So I'm gonna expand this road Are we gonna expand this? Yeah, let's do that really quick. There you go. And I think we should do the road maintenance here. And also expand, right? We're gonna see the vehicles go out. I think this one is going snowplow. Yeah, so we'll see. It's unfortunate we were almost ready to see if our route was working or not. There you go, it was. You know, I think it despawned by itself. Right, so let's take a look at this. And I do love to see these trams or any vehicle, you know, the buses and whatnot, and see them load and unload passengers, right? I think that's actually pretty cool. So let's take a look at this. All of these are in here, and especially you can see in here how many people or how it moved, you know, from having less people or more people in there. You can see that it's 195, which means that this tram is going to be very busy. And then we have another stop that's going to be busy, then another stop that's going to be more busy, and then we're going to get into, I think this is the one that's by the bus station, so we'll see. And it sounds really, really cool. In here we have the bus stop, and then we're going to have the tram in here. As you can see, there's a lot of people waiting, so that's good. And again, trams are kind of like in the middle of buses and subway, you know, or subway and train, because they hold, as you can see, 240 people as opposed to what is it, 60 for the buses? Kind of forgot. Where do we have a bus? And there's no buses to be seen here. Tragic. Let's see. We'll wait and see. Now we're full, and we are gonna go to another tram stop. Let's see. That's 80. So again, we are tripling the capacity. And sure, you know, it's basically having 3 buses, but I think that in real life and in here, trams are just beautiful and wonderful, right? I think they're the best thing. They're the best thing in here. And see, we're gonna have a lot of people, and somehow we have 141 people in this tram. That's kind of weird. We kind of could have done a stop in this area, but I think it's fine. I think we're fine putting in here. And again, I still believe that not having any bicycles or you know, cyclists does not help traffic. I think that it actually makes things worse, because, you know, you have everybody just walking slow as opposed to riding a bike and going through the intersections a whole lot fast, right? And again, not everybody would be riding a bike, but I think that it would help. Okay, so we're seeing in here. We're gonna go to, this one doesn't have that many people, but again, we have 4 trams in total. We might wanna increase these because I know that, you know, there's gonna be a lot of people, but don't automatically, I like you saw right now, like you can either leave the number of vehicles as is, or you can lower it, and you need to let things go, right? You need to let things move along to see if you want to increase it or decrease the number of vehicles. As you can see, that's a lot of people, and I think it's Foggy Street, right? Yeah. Because I do believe that you need to keep an eye on it. That's part of playing games like this. You know, you do have to micromanage, because that's, in my opinion, that's the fun of it. Maybe not for everything, but If there's something that I like is public transportation. Maybe because we have not enough of it here in the US, but it's always fun to work on it. So let's see how we're gonna do in here. Yeah, right. So this tram line is working great. The red line. And if we come in here, I think this red line is also being busy. And this one that's going outside. Smells bus station. Where's this one going? Oh, okay. Yeah, this is where we have our outside buses, basically. I think we're gonna build a smaller bus stop in here. Okay. And what else do we have? We have the orange line that is going into the industrial area. The yellow one that is just this street, which is kind of sad. Yeah, it's not being used that much. The blue one that we've seen in there, again, that it completely lost a lot of people, to a lot of riders, to the red tram line. And then the red bus line, we might want to make that another tram line. I have trolley buses in my mind, and so I think that's gonna work well. And I do believe that we do need a line that goes all the way here, and then another one that somehow goes through here. Weather damage, yeah, that's fine.
And the likelihood of hail is very high.
So I
Traffic slowdowns
think
and damage to crops and property are
that
expected.
maybe we can add, first of all,
until the situation passes.
whenever you have bus stops, I think that it's okay to just place them in here, right? And to not have a sidewalk, because I think that's gonna take some space away. And so now let's try to see where we can put the bus stops for this one. So we definitely need one here and here, and another one here and here, and let's see, I think we have one here, and we're just gonna place it, we're not gonna use it, but I think that's gonna work okay. We're gonna start our bus route here, continue all the way here, and then come back. There we go. It should help alleviate some traffic. Again, I don't promise much. And let's only leave, yeah, let's leave it with 3 vehicles. And let's see what colors we have. I think a green should work. There you go, green. And let's first of all make sure that we have enough buses. First of all, yeah, we have enough trams. Buses, we do have enough money, so let's just put this one here. Okay. And I think that's gonna be fine for now. I'm trying to think if I think I think I'm gonna lower this so that we can have this. So let's do that. I don't think we have anything going through it, right? Yeah, no, but nothing is going, so it's okay. We just do this. So we are gonna have this go, I think 30 is fine, and 122, and we can go back up. Okay, that looks good. And if I'm not mistaken, this should work. There you go. I do like the way this looks, so I think we're fine, but we need to change this. Okay. And make sure that we don't have anything here. And let's update this. Yeah, that should be it. And now let's try to see if we can purchase this tile, which is actually gonna be 2. That's fine, because we can actually now create another little neighborhood in there. So let's do this. Let's continue this road. And this one is just a 4-lane road. And that is just perfect. I might buy one of these, right? But not right now. So what are we gonna do right at this moment? So we need to try to figure out how we want to do this highway. So again, we're only gonna use the 2-lane highway that we have here. So
driving advisory
can we do this for now? Why is it not letting us?
Please exercise caution if you must drive and try to stay off the streets until conditions improve. This is
I think we're fine like this. And yeah, we should be fine.
To Deluxe Relax with Alice Brash. Don't go away.
And that should be fine here. And now we're gonna do
in the region is on the rise, and when business is
this
doing
here.
well, that floats our boat.
That should work. And this one here, there we go. Change it.
That's right, Jim. Don't
Beautiful.
forget to look up this evening. It promises to
And
be quite
now we're gonna do that one's for this side. And sometimes it doesn't end up being perfect, and that's completely fine. Okay, and we make sure that nobody's turning left, because there should be nobody turning left in here. Now, in the near future, we might want to update this, right? And it's gonna create a 4-lane highway, which is gonna work great. But for now, again, we're trying just to do basic stuff. So for now, I think we're gonna be fine. And in the end, we will have to upgrade this into two-lane highway, right? We actually want to do that. Why is this not letting me? As always, there's some kind of glitch somewhere, somehow. I again, I don't know. Are you seeing this? So, I mean, there's nothing I can do, right? I'm not doing anything that shouldn't not work, right? I mean, there's no... Right, I'm just gonna do it like that. We don't have time to be dealing with that BS. Let's continue going here. And we're gonna do it like this. Again, it doesn't have to be perfect because there's no need, right? We're still gonna make some changes. For now, we're gonna make this a roundabout like this. The regular, I like to put these ones whenever we have like a highway or something like this, or something similar. And I think we're gonna start seeing people use this road very soon. And if not, kind of in trouble because we spend a lot of money on it. And let's try to continue this road. And whenever there is something small like this, I still like to create a little overpass. That's kind of messy, so let's try to do it again. Because we need to make sure that everything looks more realistic. So I think that's gonna be 75. Wow, that's gonna be 90. Okay. And then we're gonna go back to 0. That's great. And we continue this road. And we continue this road. At least for now, until here. But we do need to continue this. And now this is a really cool intersection, which is not being used right now, but I do believe that is this area that we're gonna use to do our train depot. I think it works well enough. So in here we do have this one, and let's try to start it this intersection. There you go. And just continue like this. So we're having issues because of course we are. And you know what? We can do away with this for now. Again, there's nothing in here. If only this could be made into a park, that would be useful, but again, that doesn't happen. And let's just continue this all over like this. And then we're gonna come down. And then we're gonna continue. And place that roundabout. So let's take a look if this road is being used. Not that much, but you know, it's gonna get there. Once people realize that they can go through here. And I do want to make sure that we use this and we continue all the way here and we have some sort of connection to this other highway, because I think that's gonna work great. And we can continue this all the way into this limit. Right, that should work well enough. And this
We interrupt this program to bring you a special news bulletin.
I always forget, you know, fortunately.
The likelihood of hail is very high. Traffic
Is this
slowdowns
UK?
and damage to crops and property are expected. Citizens are advised to remain
That's
indoors
northeast,
until
right?
the situation passes.
Is it? No. I think that's Eastern European. We're gonna say that it is. And so the last thing we're gonna do today is we're gonna buy another one. Let's purchase this. And for our next video, we're gonna create another low density neighborhood in here. And it's gonna have a lot of beautiful curved roads. I think that's gonna work really well. So before we leave, first of all, there's a lot of accidents, and I'm pretty sure these guys here are working overtime. These guys are securing an accident, or they're gonna be securing an accident. That's great. You know what? Let's invest in another one. And we can put it in here. Yeah, let's just put it here. There you go. That way, you know, we have coverage for both. Let's see what else we can put in here. Let's put offices. this, and let's add just a little bit more of industry. Industry is always a good thing to have. So we need to take a look at our tram line. So first of all, let's make this an asymmetrical road. I think that should help alleviate some of the issues there. Definitely should. This line, which is the one I think that goes into our other one, it's being used a lot. So let's do 5, and I think that's gonna be very helpful. The blue line, it's still a busy line, but this tram line is also very busy. So we have 600 people waiting. That's just crazy. Right? That's just crazy, and traffic and everything gets clogged. Everything just goes to a standstill, right? It's just very, very crazy. So until, you know, something just despawns, which that's very helpful. So we're gonna add, let's gonna add 2 more, right? And that should help people in here. So all of these lines are very busy. These people are moving. Something must have happened. Because it's really... Let's see if the tram can get here. Come on, you can do it. Come on, come on. And... Come on, tram, you can do it. It's just... I don't think it's gonna happen right now. But again, it's great that the trams are being used. And maybe we need to do something with this road. I mean, first of all, I don't like the fact that you place roads that are only for public transportation, these pinkish, salmon pink roads, and everybody still goes through it. I don't see the point in doing that because it's still a big mess. And as you can see in here, it's also a mess. We have issues where you get something like this. It just doesn't make sense sometimes. Do we have a line in here? We're gonna have a... See, here's the thing. You're seeing in there, right? How is it gonna fix itself? Right? Like, is there a way where you can let all the people just cross the street? And if not, then why not? And the other thing that I think there should be something done is to have overpasses. Pedestrian overpasses go on each side of the sidewalk, crossing over and not through the actual street, right? I do believe that's something that needs to be done, because otherwise we have messes like this. Like, that's just not gonna work at all. And we have all our issues here. So how is this gonna be fixed? You can't fix it, right? Because that's just the system, and it's not allowing you to get it done. So what I'm gonna do right now to try to kind of fix it is to update this into 3. And this one, I don't want to do that because it's gonna destroy it. So let's see. See, people aren't even moving. Right, people aren't even moving. So let's update this. See, everything's moving now. So let's see if that's helping a lot. There you go. People are finally back to moving. And so these are things that you have to do to make the game work for you. Right, so now everybody's moving along. Our tram already left. Did it leave?
A
It might have
driving
despawned.
advisory has been issued for the immediate
Seriously.
area due to poor road conditions. Please exercise caution if you must drive, and try to stay off the streets until
Right, it's a busy intersection. So what are you gonna do? Like, what can you do without having to destroy and do a lot of weird stuff? Because the overpasses that you can do with this pathway, they're not that helpful either. They're too big. They're too unrealistic. It's just messy, very messy. And so I hope that we can get pedestrian overpasses added, that it can just go from one side to the other. And I think if we then delete all these crosswalks, we can definitely get traffic moving a whole lot faster. Right, that doesn't mean maybe that it's gonna be perfect, but I do believe that it's gonna work a whole lot better. And again, I don't know why people are using this intersection. Do we have any other? You know what? Let's do that same thing here. I think that's gonna go great.
You're listening to Deluxe Relax.
And on to our main feature story. The commercial district is
Because you can see here, we have.
is attracting more
First of all, we need to take a look at this before we finish. We're almost ready to finish.
I
I mean, it's this is it's just, I have no words for it, right? So we're gonna increase these to 10 vehicles.
We'll be back after this.
And so this is where even the bus depot cannot hold as many people. And that's when we have to start figuring out, hey, so what am I gonna do? Am I gonna add another road? This one is even, was not that bad, so let's add another one. And the green one, let's take a look at the green one. There's a lot. Where are the buses? Okay, they're barely about to get there. Okay, yeah, we can deal with that. And how's our tram line doing? Yeah, it's doing great. Again, I'm more than sure that these despawn, right? That's why there is nobody riding those. And again, what are we supposed to do? How are you supposed to fix this when there's really no way, right? There's no easy way for the pedestrians to go to the other side. And you still have to have them crossing because, you know, this game being more European than American, if at all, people are going to walk, right? Public transportation is a thing that people use. Walking is a thing that people do. And so I feel that, I don't know, maybe they need to redo their thing and make this work a little bit better. But it can also be my fault, right? Because okay, here's the thing. Next video, we are gonna create a new bus station in here. I don't know if we're gonna use this small bus station or if we're gonna plop down one of the two that we have in here. Right, so we have the local bus station and the regular bus station. Right, maybe that's what we're supposed to be doing. And maybe we can put it in here, although it's a little bit too far for the tram line. So I think we're just gonna move these medical clinic. Is that what it is? Yeah, medical clinic. And or we can just use this one. Yeah, let's move this medical clinic for now. Because then we're gonna forget. So let's put it in here. There you go. That way we can plan. The other thing we can do is just to do roads and buses and bus lines, bus roads and bus stops. That also helps sometimes. Or maybe we can just do a pedestrian street. I don't know. Right, so people are moving along. This big mess is no longer a mess. And see, sometimes you just have to help the game, which is fine, right? But I do believe that there should be some help from everybody, from the developer team. So let's try to just see where these trams are at. Because our trams are barely on the way over there. Right, so it's fine. Are we having the same issue here? No, I think we're fine here. And it's funny because I think that the buses went up. No, we're fine. We're the same. There you go. Holy crap. There's a lot of people waiting here. See, and I don't want to delete the line because I know that it helps. What I think I'm going to do is I'm going to... Well, this is a 5 and this is a 3, right? Yeah, we're just going to leave it like that. And that should help. Which I think that is great for right now. And as you can see in here, we are having issues. So maybe we can just update this like this. And we can let traffic flow a little bit faster. And so I think that we didn't do as much, but my main complaint for today is public transportation vehicle options suck for Cities Skylines 2. I know that for Cities Skylines 1 we had the DLC and the a content creator pack and whatnot. Do the same thing here, right? I know there's a DLC coming or whatever it is, and they got do it, right? I think it's a lot easier to do vehicles and it's a lot faster, and I think it would help a lot because sometimes you just want to have smaller buses do little routes, which is how things actually work better than to do just every single bus like that. And sometimes you want to have just larger buses. Sometimes you don't want to deal with trams because sometimes, you know, they affect traffic a little bit more. And sometimes, you know, you just want to have the options, and we don't have the options right now. So it's a little bit of a mess. And so I hope you enjoy this video. Don't forget to leave a like, a comment, and to subscribe to this channel, Josh Explain Plays. Make sure to leave your questions, comments, or anything you would like in the comment section. As always, thank you for watching, and we'll see each other in our next episode. Take care.